Hey guys, Moldran here. Today I want to talk about the beginnings of Diablo 3, how the game was like designed to be in the beginning, like in the beta and alpha version of the current Diablo 3 we are playing. So let me start right away. I'm gonna show you some screenshots. Now this used to be the original Diablo 3 skill tree. As you can see here, this is from Barbarian, and you see Barbarian skill tree had like 3 different categories: Berserker, Juggernaut, Battlemaster. And like every time you would level up, or if you would do a certain quest, you would get like a skill point, and you would be able to like choose where you want to put that skill point. For example, this Barbarian here, he put 5 points into Battle Rage, 5 points into Frenzy, which he probably uses as main attack skill. And yeah, you can see here Frenzy main attack skill. He's also skilling Threatening Shout to reduce the monster's damage. He only has 1 point in Sprint, but for example, if you want to customize a character to run really fast, you could just put 5 points into Sprint and run really fast. Like, it's all up to customization, and this was the old skill tree that really allows you to customize your own character and maybe even add some replayability if you have to level a new character again, just to try out a different skill tree. For example, one barb you play as Berserker and one barb you play with majority of your points into Juggernaut. So but they changed this now, but more on that later. This was back then, like 2 or 3 years ago, was an online calculator where you could like theory craft your own skills. For example, you can see Juggernaut, this skill here had like 15 levels, so it would go up really fast. Then there are also skills that only have 1 level. I don't know if I understand this or understood this correctly, but this is how it seems to be to me. And yeah, here you can see the same basically with Wizard, with the 3 trees, Conjuring, Arcane and Storm. But yeah, let's not just talk about skill trees. I mean, here also interesting are like those scrolls. Those were like scrolls of Identify. Here you can also see the scrolls of Identify and the scroll of Town Portal. Like back then the game was designed different. And what I never understood in Diablo 3 is why, if you find an item, you have to right click on that item, you have to right click on that rare, and then it identifies. Like, I never understood that point. Neither from a fantasy aspect nor from a gameplay aspect. Like, what's the enjoyment to just right click every single rare and see it identify? Like in Diablo 1 and Diablo 2, identifying worked differently. Like, there were identified scrolls and they had a point. Like, you would use that scroll to identify an item so you know how good it is. Or if you don't have scrolls or don't want to use them because they're also worth money, you would go to Deckard Cain and he would do the identifying for you. But in Diablo 3, it's just right click on an item and then it identifies. But you know, it's their decision. And what you can also see here, and this is more important, is those are 2 things here. On the left side, you can see this was called the Cauldron of Jordan. And the purpose of this cauldron was you could basically, like anywhere in the map, let's say you're in front of the butcher, your inventory is full and an item drops and you want to pick it up. Right now you would have to go to town, like sell some stuff and then come back. This cauldron would like allow you to sell items anywhere in the map. Like just, for example, before the butcher, okay, I'm gonna put 5 items into the cauldron, gonna get gold for it, and I'm gonna pick up the new items on the ground. And the thing on the right, which is also the text here, was basically the Nephalem cube. Now this was used to like salvage items. So if you have some items like rares that you don't need, you would just put them into the cube and salvage it into materials. And the cube could also be used to like craft items. For example, you could combine certain materials, certain essences, and come out with, I don't know, maybe a gem, maybe a new item, or maybe if you get really lucky and if it would be implemented in the game with something that would like spawn a cow level, just like in Diablo 2. But again, like the Nephalem cube apparently wasn't good enough for them, so they just decided to remove it and use the blacksmith for salvaging now. But yeah, that's just how the game could have been. Like those are all screenshots from the beta, like how the game used to be at one time before it was released. And this is another one that's really worth talking about. This here is a screenshot of the old friends list system, lobby system and so on. Now back then, let's say 3 or 4 years back, Diablo 3 actually had a chat lobby where, just like in Diablo 2 and Diablo 1, you would like enter the game, you would fire up the game started, and you would be in a chat room with 100 other people from your region. For example, if you live in Switzerland, you would have 100 people from Switzerland there. It also would be like same levels and stuff, and you could like see other people's gear, you could see the progression, you could see, oh, this guy's actually in hardcore Act 3, wow, really cool. You could also see Or for example, find other people, find friends to play with each other. Now it's like they're really like unsocial in my opinion. Like it's really not social right now with all the public games and so on. Like often I try to like create a public game and people wouldn't even join, because how the game works right now is if a game has like 3 people in it, the system like tries to fill up that game first before it lets people join into the 1-player game. And yeah, I'm really sad that they didn't keep the chat lobby. I mean, the friends in general here looks really cool because you see the character, you see the progress, everything. Like compared to what we have now with just the names, really simple. I think it was definitely better that way. And yeah, this here shows just some screenshot of the old character layout. Like this was also different. If you press C, you would get your character just like in Diablo 1 and 2 with like the most important stats. Back then it was also like with attack and precision, like different attributes, but that wasn't really a major change. What was a major change, or just fun in my opinion, is the gem system. Now here you can see the old gem system. It used to have 6 types of gems instead of 4. They reduced it from 6 to 4. That's no problem, I understand that. But what I don't understand is like, look at the gems, like how they are looking. Look at Star Gem, look at Flawless Star, look at Radiant Star at the right. Now first of all, the Star Gems and Radiant Stars, they're actually stars! How cool is that? They actually look like stars, unlike in the current version of Diablo 3. And also, like, if you look at the Radiant Star Gem, like, this is an impressive design. I mean, I would love to have those gems in my gear. The gems in my gear look like that. But no, they decided to change it for whatever reason. I don't know why they changed, like, those cool looking gems into new ones. Like, I mean, even the round gems look cool. Like, they look like Pokeballs. That's, like, really cool. Especially the middle ones. But in any case, those were a few screenshots from the Diablo 3 earlier releases, like beta 1.0.0, 3 and so on. But all those things didn't make it in the game, and I really don't understand. Like, there are only like 2 reasons that I could imagine why those things like all got changed, why skill trees got dumped down, why Nephalem Cube got removed, why gems got changed and everything. Now, one reason could either be that the former game director at the point, Jay Wilson, like he probably doesn't have like a good understanding of game or of action RPGs and made wrong decisions by like removing all that stuff and making it simple, dumping it down, and like basically has no clue as game director. And the second explanation that I have would be, for example, that Blizzard, or that the Diablo 3 game in its original form, with all the things that I've just showed, like chat lobby, Nephalem Cube, arena system, PvP, skill trees and everything, was actually too good, which means that maybe Activision or Vivendi came to Blizzard and said, hey, Diablo, it's a great game that you make, but it seems to be too good. Like, we're afraid that we lose like World of Warcraft players to this new game. Like, we're afraid that WoW arena players are gonna change to Diablo 3 because of the Diablo 3 arena. And we're afraid of losing subs and a lot of money. So maybe that was a reason, or maybe it had to do with the PlayStation. For example, the PlayStation audience often considered probably, or the console audience, a bit younger, and there aren't like that many games like Diablo and that kind of complexity on PlayStations. So maybe they thought, okay, let's make the game a bit easier, let's simplify it a bit so that people on PlayStation can enjoy it too. But yeah, I spent a lot of time on this video. I think 5 hours I spent on just looking the screenshots and stuff. So if you liked it, make sure to like it and share it on some sites with other Diablo players. Maybe some people agree with me that some of the systems of the beta should have incorporated, or should have been incorporated into the game and not just changed again. But yeah, what I'm gonna end this video with is also interesting. I'm gonna end the video with a 1-minute clip from an arena game from back of 2010. Like 2010 at BlizzCon, this game was like recorded, and just so you see how the original PvP would have been. We got the brawling now, and it makes me really sad that we're never gonna get this arena system again, just like Jay Wilson said in his blog post in December last year. But in any case, it's fun to watch. Let me know your thoughts about the video. Thanks for watching. I'll be back.
Double kill.